Okay. Let me put. Let me give you a few little downloaded gems. Yeah. Because at the same time, I'm mastering my craft also, as well as learning. You know. But and I had it yesterday as well. Ringing in the ears, ringing in your ears. If it's loud pitched, if it's both ears, you just better move fast. Whatever it is, you need to get out of there. If it's your left ear, the spirit guides are trying to get a message to you. If it's your right ear, it's something that's yet to come, or it's like a warning of something. So someone just taught me, look at where you are, who you're around, and how you felt after the ringing passed. You understand? And that way you can decipher or discern for yourself what the message is about. That makes any sense? And the mad thing is, I'm laughing but this shit ain't funny. Because before I was awakened, I always had this problem with my ears, and I hold on a minute, I went to the doctors, yeah, and you know what the doctor told me? This man told me, he said I had a slightly perforated eardrum. So because of the doctor told me, that's what I've been telling people all this time, and it's not been the case. Do you understand me? I even went as far as, when I was around certain people, that's why I know it was a warning sign. And I just didn't know what it was because I was too wrapped up in the spell work and also the situation I was going through at the time. I wasn't given time to even comprehend anything or even think about anything rationally. Do you understand me? And that was like narcissistic abuse. But yeah, I went to get an ear test. And when the man tested my ears, yeah, I thought these people are taking a piss. Because there were times where, especially my left ear, it was so loud. I was looking around, looking at people like, can't you hear that? And they're looking at me like, no. And I didn't get it. So I just, you know what I really thought? I thought it was the years of going to raves, standing in front of the speakers, because I love music. Standing in front of the speakers, I thought it might be my... But then I thought, if it was the speakers, why is it only one ear, not both ears? Does that make any sense? I mean, this ear has one at times, but predominantly in this side of my ear. Because this is the ear I've always had problems with. Wow. I knew I could... But it's a good thing, as well as the ear ringing, that's like a spiritual protection also. But even your intuition, I felt in my gut, I don't know, something just said to me like, I shouldn't be here or I need to just get out of here. There's times where I've had that intuition, I've just gone like, you could be asking, you could be holding on a full conversation and I'll be like, hold on a minute. You understand me? And then something tells you, get the fuck out of there. I'd be like, I'm so sorry, I gotta go. Or if it's somewhere where they're gonna try and stop me from leaving or keep me there or try something, you gotta think on your toes. I used to use the toilet. Boom. I don't care if I got to jump through a window. I'll jump through a window. Thank you. But yeah, that's a nice little nugget for you. So now, see if you've encountered any experiences that weren't right or didn't add up. It might have caused you trauma, you know? Or you could be thinking one way. I'm telling you. Especially with your right ear, I believe. But think about, yeah, especially like wherever it happened to. So now, especially like keep a little, like a diary. I think it's best to keep a diary. That way you can better decipher your path, decipher your journey, whatever you want to, however you want to word it. But yeah, the ultimate thing is, that's little nuggets. You know, because obviously because of my path, you know, um, there's certain things that is forbidden, like information that I may get, certain things I'm not be able to share. It could just be that it's for me, you know, and I have to honor that, and I will always honor that, first and foremost. So yeah, that was mad. And now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put it this way: if you have a connection with the spiritual realm, this how it was for me. I don't know how your brain does it, but your brain will go back to all those events of the ear ringing, and then you just start putting all the pieces together. Do you understand me? Especially if things have been hidden to you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then you also think about the times where you had that ear ringing, and stupidly you ignored it. But don't kick yourself for that, because it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? God will forgive you because you didn't know. Yeah, but once you know, there's no excuse. Point blank period. Once you know, there's no excuse. Even when I saw someone crying, like the same person I told you about, like I saw crying, where I had threats made on my life and threats made to burn down my property, my instinct was telling me, go now. Do you know what I mean? But because this woman kept me in conversation, that's another thing. That ain't gonna fly no more. Because she kept me in conversation, yeah, whilst the ear was ringing, that was my mistake. I ignored it, you know? Or I just pushed it to the back of my mind. I shouldn't have done that. Because I put the needs of this fake ass person ahead of my ears ringing. That takes priority over everything, because that will ultimately save your life. End of, point blank period. So now I'm thinking back to that situation. My ear was ringing, it was blasting. But I just thought because I was hot, you know what I mean? Because back then it was hot then, you know? And now I'm seeing blatantly that was my ancestors warning me of what was approaching. Do you understand? And basically that person can't be trusted. Powerhouse. Absolute powerhouse. But it's okay, it's all good. You know? Whatever agenda they had, they wasn't successful. That's all that matters. Whatever agenda they had, they weren't successful. And because I've experienced it for so long, yeah. Because I even went, oh my days, like, I don't think people understand, like, there have been times where I think I tried everything. I've tried that stuff you put in your ear, that liquid shit you put in your ear, and then apparently it's meant to make the wax come out. Nothing came out. But I was still getting this ringing. Do you understand me? Now I know, because I watched this transpire and what I've just been through. Now I know exactly what it is. You know? Yeah, that it irks me. Yeah, it does. Do you know what I mean? Because that just shows you that the spirit team love you. The Most High love you. God loves you. God loves all his children, good and bad. You know? He will always give you a chance. But you have to be, your heart has to be Your intent has to be pure because you can see everything. Listen, I tell you how this. Listen, I tell you how deep this shit is. Yeah, I was I didn't say any words. Yeah, I just had a thought. Yeah, and it was a crazy one because I think it was in like the beginning stage, and I think I was letting anger get the better of me. Like I just wanted to scrap. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to scrap. It is what it is, isn't it? I am who I am. I wanted to scrap, and I was having this thought in my head, yeah, that wasn't a very rational thought, and literally, my ears started ringing, and God was like, "I know what you're thinking," and the answer is no. Don't bother with it. I won't even tell you the thought because yeah. Do you know what I mean? But I can laugh now. But at the time, I was like, ooh, I was like, please, God, like, please, can't I just have 5 minutes? Just give me 5 minutes alone with these people. And he's like, my child, I created you and I designed you better than that. And that shut me up quick. Let me tell you, that shut me up quick. Because I didn't just hear it. I felt what he said. You understand? People can tell you things, yeah, and it's your ego that will allow you to believe it. But there's also things that people can tell you that it speaks to your insides, it speaks to your soul, it speaks to your aura, it speaks to everything that makes you who you are, basically. And that's what that done. Do you know what I mean? And I think I did get a bit tearful, purely because if I didn't think God loved me the way he said he loved me, that just showed confirmation. Do you understand? Even though he says you have free will, he will always steer you straight. It's up to you if you choose to listen. Do you understand? It's up to you, you know? Just like there's these people on Instagram where they think they're smart. They're using the youth, do you understand me, to draw in the spiritually gifted. Because I might have liked some post that I saw that I could resonate with, which is what everybody does. That's a natural thing that you do. Someone totally different jumped on that person's page with the two different people, and I'm thinking, hey, so who the hell are you? They was like, oh, no, the first one, no, this one was a liar. Because first she said, oh, I'm such and such. So I thought, hold on a minute, you don't look like that person. So I was like, so I questioned it straight off the bat. I questioned it. I don't know if she's trying to test me or what. Yeah? But I collared her on that, straight up and down. Don't play no games. My cut-off game is heavy. Don't play with me. And it's the way she kind of, and the thing about it, I'm not even gonna say how I know that is some bullshit, and it's probably some secret society bullshit, and I'll tell you why. Because the way you people word things is all the same, like, at least be original. It's predictable. That's what that shit is. And you got to remember, because you're so low vibrational, you don't get it. But people that are high vibration, that have ascended, that are very intuitive, they get it like that. And then what makes it worse is you think you're leaving me in limbo because you're not answering the question that I've asked you. Do you understand me? Like, that bothers me. I'm just watching to see what hand you're going to try and show me like I'm stupid. But I already know what your game is. Just from what you said. Do you understand me? And God told me go with my first intuition. So that's what I'm going to do. You understand me? I will always go and try back, and I will always try and go and reanalyze it. You can't reanalyze anything to suit how you feel. It doesn't work like that. You have to analyze it to the situation that it is. Point blank period. Because that's the shit that will keep you safe. End of. You know? And yeah, that's what I want to show me. So, over and out. I have to get ready to go out soon. I'm gonna party. I'm gonna party like it's 1990, 2000. Don't you wanna know? 1999. Don't you wanna know? 1999. So yeah, other than that, life is good. You know? Every day is a blessing. You have to see every day as a blessing. Do you know what I mean? Keep those vibrations raised. Do you know what I mean? Don't believe all you hear. Look into things yourself. Research things yourself. So I'm telling you, once it hits the media and you actually see the lengths and the depths that society has gone to cover up certain things, yes. And I know because I experienced it myself. I know nothing anybody could tell me, you know? It was alright when I was in addiction on alcohol and I was still getting the information, but when I would speak on it, oh, it's the drink talking, the drugs is making your mind delirious. Okay. Now I'm clean and sober. What's the excuse now? Oh, I know. They're just going to try and poison me. It is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. And that's supposed to scare me. That's mad. It doesn't. All that's going to do is make God amp up my spiritual protection. Point blank period. I've seen it in action, so I know. I see it in action. I won't even speak on it. I'll leave that down. I'll leave that for later on down the line. But yeah. Because even when I first seen it then, I looked at it like, eh. But because I was focused on what I was doing, I just left it to the left. Put it that way, you know? And it's only when I was able to finish whatever I was focusing on to go back and recant what I was seeing, I was like, oh, you know? I was like, oh, okay, that's what it is. And that in itself is a blessing. So just make sure you know, ringing in your ears, nothing wrong with you hearing. That's what they made me believe. You understand what I'm saying? They keep lying to you and lying to you and lying to you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I even went and bought air candles. Because then it's really funny how that you want to keep people asleep. Do you know what I mean? I went out, like I seen that out, but it's really funny how it's that they tried to keep me in that mindset where I was trying to find the answers on the outside when the answer was within. That's the trick of the devil. When people say, oh, go and get this for that, I'm going to get, no. You go within. Change your diet, look at what you're eating. Look at what you're putting in your body. I know I smoke, but who doesn't? You know what I mean? Look at the shit you're adding to your food, whether it be sugar and salt. And I know this because I used to love sugar. But I know it's bad for you. Doesn't mean that I still don't like it. Yeah. But now, I can go without it purely because I know it's better for my health. Do you know what I mean? Whereas when I was younger, wow. I could tell you some stories, boy. Yeah. But I'll save that. I saved some little gems. You can't just give out all the little gems, innit? So yeah, but other than that, I got through it. The main thing is, I got through it. You know, this is why God says, God cannot step in on your behalf. You have to ask for help. You've got to call out for judgment. You know, because I thought exactly the same thing. When it was explained to me, I got it then. You know? Don't ever think God don't love you. Don't ever think that. Even the people that are doing what they're doing to me, God God's still giving them chances, but they're choosing not to change their ways and change their behavior. That's why they're gonna keep getting worse for karma till now the door's shut for some people. Some of them the door is completely shut. Do you know what I mean? Because not are you breaking 3D laws, you're breaking spiritual laws, you're breaking universal laws. So you're breaking all three laws. Nah. So he has to put a stop to certain things. You know? And I'm glad he's here. Thank you, Jesus. I know people hate to hear that, but it is what it is. You know, that's probably the reason why you're in the situation you're in, or you got the sicknesses you have. I had a lot of ailments. I don't think you understand. A lot. You know? And I didn't ever think that I would get through it or even get to this stage. I didn't think it at all. Why? Because I was too busy. I'm not too busy. I was weighed down with spell work also, with on the outside, but into outside things. No. Until I learned to go within. Because one way or another, if God's had a destiny for you, he'll make you listen. He'll make you open your eyes. Just like he did with me to prove that, yeah, he is goddamn real. You know? He is the creator of all. He does see everything. Don't get that twisted, because another thing he mentioned, I'm not going to mention because, you know, you got to keep some things to yourself. But he talked about something that I did. And I look at him like, hold on a minute. That's how I knew, because where I wasn't a place where it was going to be populated with people. There was nobody there at all. You understand me? You know, it's just me and one other person. And when he told me everything that happened on that experience, I was like, yeah. I was like, oh. Do you know what I mean? Like, and he didn't hold back neither. He dashed it in my face standardly, like, he's just blunt. Not abrupt, blunt. He was just blunt with it. You know, because he had to get my attention. He had to make me see. Do you know what I mean? Because I kept dismissing things. No, I ain't doing that shit no more. Or listen to others. Nah, that's what they're there. That's what they're there to do. That's what the devil sent us to do. Sway you, make you stop, make you change your mind, make you be fearful, make you run and hide. Nah. And once you learn the same things I learned, everything makes sense. Do you understand me? Everything makes sense. I promise you, everything makes sense. So that's what I take from that. Do you know what I mean?